Hello guys, so let's discuss the today's GFG problem. So it is maximum weight node. So we have given a maze with n cell and we have given as array. So as I contains the cell index that can be reached from cell I in one step. Okay, as I contains the cell index that can be reached from cell I in one step, and as I is -1 if the I cell does not have an exit. So our task is to find out the cell with the maximum weight. So and the weight of the cell is defined as the sum of cell indexes of all cells pointing to that cell. If there are multiple cells with a maximum weight, we have to return the cell with the highest index. If we are getting the two maximum weight as our answer, so we have to return the cell with the maximum index. Uh, and cells are indexed with the integer 0 to n minus 1. And if there is no cell pointing to the highest cell, then weight of the highest cell is 0. So let's discuss the example which is given here. So n is given as 4 and edges are given like this. So what we will do is, uh, let's we have given an array of as which is 2 0 minus 1 and 2, and index are from 0 1 to 3. So we have only 4 cells. Okay, so let me draw 4 cell here which is 0 1 2 and 3. So in value in the array is defining that we can reach to these indexes from this index. Okay, so for example, if we talk about the 0, then we can find out the where the 0 is present in our array. So 0 is present only at the index 1, so it means that we can reach to the 0th index from 1. So its weight will be 1 only. We have to add the indexes from which we can reach to 0. So similarly, if we talk about 1, so 1 is not present in the array, so its weight will be simple 0. And for 2, uh, we can reach from 0 or we can reach from 3. So its weight will be 0 plus 3, which will be 3. And from 2 3 we do not have the 3 in the array, so its weight will be 0. And among all these, 3 is maximum, and 3 is maximum for the index 2, so we have to return the 2 as our answer. So how would we approach this problem? So let's say okay, so we will what we will do is we will read the our as array. First of all, we will create one two variable. For example, we will create one variable as maxi, which will be initially 0. It will represent the maximum weight that we have found till now. Okay, and one will be index, which will represent at which cell is having the maximum index. So initially it is 0. So what we will do is we will read the given array, which is edges. So what we will do, we will run the loop for I is equals to 0 to 0 to n minus 1, and we will store the value in x. We will say as of I. So we will also create one array which will say let's dp. So it will be also of size 4, and it's will also indexing from 0 to 3. It is representing the cells. So initially it will be initialized with the 0. So we will read the value from here. So we read 2. So we will go to the 2 second index in the DP, and we will add the I value. So I is 0 here. So we will add, because what we are doing here is we are adding these weights, and these weights are nothing but the I value in this array. So we will add the I here. So when we will add the I, so 0 plus 0 will be 0 only. Then we will check if Then we will check if max c is smaller than dp of x, because this is dp of x is our 2. We will check if max is smaller, then we will update our maximum weight as dp of x. And what would be our index now? Our cell now will be x. Okay, and in the question it was given that if we have the two same maximum weight, then we have to return the value having the maximum cell value. So what we will check in else if condition, we'll check if max is equals to dp of x, then we will have to check if our current cell is smaller than x, then we will update our cell to x. Okay, and at last we can simply return our cell. Okay, so let's try run the code here. So we read the zeroth index, which is 2, and we go to the 2 and we added 0 here. So then we read 0 from one index, then we will go to the zeroth index and we will add 1 here. And we will check now maxi will become 1 and index will become this one 0. And then we read -1, and we have to also check here that if x is equals to -1, if or we can say this will be happen only if x is not -1, then only this thing will be happen. So if -1, it is -1, so we will not do this task, will not do this task, we can simply ignore. Then we will go ahead and we will check, we will read 2, and then we will go to the second index in the dp, which is this, and we will add I, which is 3. So we will add I, which is 3. Now it will become 3. So we will then compare with the maxi. Maxi is 1, so 1 is smaller than 3, so maxi will be updated to 3. Index is become 2, this index. And we have read our as array. So at last what we will return to as our answer. So this is the simple code we can write. So let's discuss the code, or okay, let's discuss the code as well. So what I will do, I will create one in variable idx, which will be 0, and one maxi variable, which will also be 0, and we will create one vector of dp, which will be of size n, and it will be initialized with 0. And what we will do, we will read the as array. So we will read the as array, and we will take the value in x, and it will be as of I, and we will check if x is not equals to -1, then we have to do this task. We will say dp of x plus 1 is equals to plus is equals to as of uh, or I, we have to add the I index. Then we will compare if max is smaller than dp of x. If it is smaller, then what we will do is we say max is equal to dp of x, and our index or the cell will become x now. Otherwise we will check if max is equals to the dp of x, then we have to compare that if idx, which is cell, is smaller than current cell is smaller than x, so we will update our cell also, so index will now become x. And then at last we can simply return our index or cell, and we can submit the code, and now this code will be accept, and all the test cases will be the pass. So let's wait. Test cases are processed completely, so all the test case has been passed. So I hope you understood the problem as the and the solution as well.